device to carry in your pocket or hand. Now, that was a weird indigestion moment that just sort of rose up. Okay. Hi diddly ho neighborinos, thanks for that's okay. Welcome back, Miss Gang, good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, because today we're going to be delving into yet another wonderfully comfy mist review, the Caliburn. Everyone loves it, don't they? You blew everyone away when you hit our shores and shelves just a few years ago. What could be better than simple, stylish, pocket-sized, breath-activated pod vape action? Something to really challenge Juul for the pod vape throne. Well, wonder no more, my friends, because we finally have something exciting for you. The much-anticipated follow-up to the Caliburn, Uwell's Caliburn G. Oh. Crack it open and get into the gooey innards, shall we? So, on the inside you'll see it is classic Uwell right here. Nothing to spoil the eyes, a very simple presentation. We have the Caliburn device just here, pod already loaded, pod already fitted as well with a 0.8 mesh coil, with a spare one in the box, along with your very welcome Type-C USB charger. Oh yes, my friends, we're not waiting for power anymore. No. What we finally have here is a device for the future. Fans of the original Caliburn will probably immediately notice the changes to the design of the unit. You've got these ridged lines going all the way down it, surrounding the device, which not only give it a nice appearance, but also provide an excellent amount of grip, particularly for a device that you're going to be pinching in your fingers. A device this slim is not going to take up a whole fist, so these lines are really quite perfect. As well, if we take a little closer look at the firing button just here, you'll notice you've got a rather stylish little rose gold accent surrounding the whole thing. It may well be the case that Uwell really listened when people pointed out that their old Caliburn very much resembled a kind of large USB data stick, and probably intending to once again step a little bit away from Juul, they wanted to get something that was just a little bit more stylish, a little bit classier, something that looks a little bit less like office supplies, and they came through in spades. The Caliburn G features a small power indication light that will flare up whenever you're using the device. Green will indicate that the power is currently above 60%. Between 60 to 30% will get you a blue light, less than 30% will get you a red light, and 10 red flashes in a row means it's time for a charge, my friend. Now, one thing I think you should mention about the Caliburn G is that it does actually scuff slightly easier than the previous model. I feel it's worth mentioning this, even though this is generally going to be an overwhelmingly positive review. If you're the kind of person who regularly chucks their vape into a pocket full of keys and loose change, you might start to notice a few silver flecks appearing on the device. And I just feel if the aesthetics are very important to you, it might be something to keep in mind. Caliburn stands with a dimension of 108 by 22 by 12 millimeters with a net weight of only 60 grams when empty, making it an exceptionally pocket-friendly, hand-friendly, super discreet portable device. The materials used in its construction are PCTG and aluminium alloy. The device fires at 18 watts per use, making it a little bit stronger than some of the other more popular mouth-to-lung kits like the Endura T18E or the Vaperesso Orca Solo. So a little bit more kick, a little bit more oomph. The Caliburn is beyond all else a device of simplicity. Whilst there is, as you've already seen, a nice big glossy firing button on the front, it is in fact entirely optional. One of the main selling points of the Caliburn G and the Caliburn previous unit is that it has draw activation technology. Similar to the Juul, you don't actually have to press the button. The moment the device starts to detect airflow moving through it, it begins the vaping process and shuts off the second that you stop breathing in. And I mean immediately, so you don't have to worry about your coil cooking while you're not using it. It's a fantastic function, and that ease of use and casual just breath activation really does help simulate that cigarette use feeling. Please, however, keep in mind that when the device is not in use, you just want to tap the button 5 times to switch it back into standby. You'll get a nice few flashes just here to indicate the device is off, and you'll notice that if you press the button again, you won't get that noise of it firing. However, A little protection has been installed on the device. It features an 8-second puff shutoff, meaning that if it detects it's being used for longer than 8 seconds, either through breath activation or the power button, it will automatically shut off because it understands that most people aren't going to be breathing in that long, and generally anything longer than that is going to burn your coil out rather fast. Now the Caliburn G also has a very welcome new feature: replaceable coils. That's right. Users of the previous Caliburn will remember that you had to buy whole new pods every time the internal coil burned out. You usually get a pack of 4 for approximately about £12. However, the new Caliburn features less waste and less spending. Changing the coil is as simple as using any of the Smok Nord devices. You're simply going to grip the coil, pull it out, and then push a new one in, all held in place by rubber stoppers. No need to worry about awkward unscrewings or messy juggling of various components. Push, pull, puff, simplicity. The Caliburn G pods refill via the top, just like the previous Caliburn device. You're just going to want to pop the lid off, and then you've got a hole in the side there, which has a nice thin filter going across it to prevent any spills from coming out. You're just going to pop the nozzle into the top, fill her up, give it the usual 5 minutes to wait if it's a brand new coil, pop the lid back on, and you're ready to roll. Caliburn G comes with 2 0.8 ohm mesh coils, one of them already installed in the pod when you get your device. Whilst they are technically sub-ohm coils, being 0.8, we strongly recommend that you utilize high PG or 50/50 liquids because the wicking ports on the side of the coil are actually still a little bit thin for thick high VG liquids to absorb very efficiently. There are also 1.0 ohm mesh coils available for the device for those who are seeking a hit that is just a little bit less intense, a little bit more moderate. The Caliburn G features a nice increase in onboard battery capacity, 690 milliamps compared to the previous generation's 520, turning this device from what was previously a lunchtime puffer all the way up to a full working day and night out device. In the unfortunate event that you find that you do run out of charge, worry not, my friends, because with the Type-C charging port, you'll find that you can go from 0 to full in just 45 minutes. And thanks to the pass-through technology, you can be using it even when it's plugged in. Vape right off the mains if you have to. But all that jazz out of the way, let's get into the sauce. Let's actually give it a try. So, first off, we're going to do a simple breath-activated puff. No buttons to use here, we're just gonna use it. The hit begins immediately. The very second that you begin to draw any kind of air through the device, you immediately feel it kick into action. And then the second that you stop and take it away, you feel it stop. There's no sense that it continues cooking afterwards, so you don't have to worry about your coils. The breath activation is extremely accurate and quite sensitive. However, now let's cook it a little first before we use it. Damn, you might notice that was actually quite a bit of vape for what is technically a mouth-to-lung kit, no doubt thanks to those 0.8 mesh coils. So, oof, that's actually a little intense for me personally. You might find that you enjoy a slightly bigger hit first thing. Personally, I'm probably going to keep using the draw activation mode because that's the perfect amount of moderate vapor for me. But it's nice to know that there is a moment that if you need something that's just a little bit more, you can hit that button and get that nice big initial lungful. The Caliburn G is a fantastic upgrade on what was already a very excellent device that was very popular with a lot of people. You might find if you're coming off of an extremely high smoking habit, this device might not be your first choice, purely because whilst the 690 milliamp onboard battery is quite significant, you might be looking for something that's about 1,000 milliamps or more, because if you're someone who's going to be puffing all day, you might find that this thing isn't quite the battery that you're looking for. But for everyone else, a fantastic device, pocket friendly, stylish, fits in the hand nicely. Mouthpiece has a good mouthfeel to it, flavor is excellent from the mesh coils, and 0 to full in 45 minutes from that Type-C charger is such a welcome change. The Caliburn G, a fantastic upgrade on what was previously already a very popular machine.